2018 question 17. Which of the following statements are correct? So option 1, the density of water in liquid state is lower than that of steam or gaseous vapor, which is in gaseous state. Now, obviously, this is wrong because we know those molecules that are in liquid state, they are packed more closely than those that are in gaseous state. Packed more closely. Because gaseous state, they'll be, you can imagine, the molecules are they're more like floating around, they're far apart from one another. And this is a trick question because we have learned in this topic there you can notice that they're talking about ice. And there's a specific reason why we talked about ice. It's because the density of ice is less than that of liquid water. Now, why is the density less than that? Supposedly for nearly all other materials or compounds or molecules, the solid form would be even more closely or packed more closely, packed more tightly. And the reason is because of, you can see option 2. In ice, when ice changes to water, the open structure of ice collapses. Now, this is absolutely true because solid ice, it has an open structure. That open structure, as we have learned, that it is in each water molecule, it is tetrahedrally, maybe I'll write it down here, it is tetrahedrally bonded to or surrounded by 4 other water molecules that are joined by, if you still know, hydrogen bond, if you still remember. So that's this open structure that's talking about. Okay? So option 3, it says when the temperature of water rises from 10 degrees Celsius to 30, the average distance between the water molecules increases. Now this requires a bit of knowledge from book 4a, rate of reaction, but even if you didn't learn it, it actually makes sense. Now, when the temperature increases, so for option 3, I'll write it down here. For option 3, when the temperature increases, obviously then the water molecules, the kinetic energy would increase. So we have learned this in book 4a, the kinetic energy, so Ke would increase. And we also learned like if the kinetic energy increases, that means there'll be more number of collisions, more number of effective collisions as well. So collisions, what I mean by collisions, it means when 2 water molecules collide with one another. And when 2 water molecules collide with one another, you can imagine when they bump into one another, they'll move far apart from one another. So this obviously makes sense as well. The distance would thus increase between the water molecules. So options 2 and 3 are correct. The answer is D.